Hi everyone, this is Kayla at Crystal Dream Studios, and thank you for watching. Alright, so I'm doing something a little different today, and I just lost my train of thought. Anyway, yes, so doing something different today. I'm actually going to be doing a how-to video. This is technically for my guild, and some of my guild members, but this can be technically used for anyone who doesn't know, so yeah. What we're going to be talking about today actually will be the chats and emails and chat shortcuts. My character was sleeping. So basically, I'm doing this because not a lot of people. I mean, there's a lot of people who get into this game. They know how to do these things, but sometimes when you first start off, it's a little confusing. Especially, I mean, this game's mechanics is pretty good. It's complex, but once you learn it, it's fairly easy. So this is basically for those who are not chat friendly and would like to be, and basically the workarounds on how you can communicate in this game, because it is fairly important to communicate in this game, as it, it gets you help that you need, it gets you into guilds, it gets you people into guilds, it helps you, tell people thank you, it helps a whole slew of things. I mean, communication is always the number one thing in life in general, so if you can't communicate in the game, you're pretty much not going to go anywhere. I mean, you can. I mean, if you're that much of a badass solo player, then props to you, but for those who would like to get help, communicating is something that's kind of needed. So, let's just start off with the basics, and I apologize for yawning. See, my character is just as tired as I am. So, basics number one, your controller, and this is for PS4 users, just FYI, because I play Neverwinter on PS4. I don't play it on PC. I'm sure it's way different on PC, so please don't ask me how to do it on PC or Xbox, because I do not know, and I'm sorry. I just know PS4 at the moment. So, for the PS4, you got your PS4 controller. You got, if you, for example, if you press the black, excuse me, if you press the black pad, or what do you call that? I don't even know what you could technically call that. The sensory bar, the gigantic black square on your controller. And at some point later in this video, or after this video, I'm going to actually look up the name for this, and I'm going to kick myself in the freaking butt, because I probably should have had this planned beforehand, but I didn't, so deal with it. Anyway, if you click on that, it brings up your HUD menu. And HUD menu is basically the features on your screen that make up your screen, kind of thing. Again, that's just layman's term. I'm not going to get into massive HUD schematics, because that's not what this whole point is. Anyway, so just going to go over this real quick. If you can use your analog stick to kind of bounce everywhere on the HUD menu, or in the certain areas. So like right now I'm just using the analog stick to kind of go over everything here. It just takes care of my name. If I press the black square again, it takes me over to the other corner of the screen. Do it again. Oops. Sorry, sometimes my controller does that. It will take you to your quests and current events. That's your map. And then right here basically tells you your controls. And that's your diagonal pad controls. And then you got your triangle pad, your shape controls, whatever you want to call those, whatever. And the rest of the controls that you have access to, right? Okay. So if you get out of that, that's just basically the use of that. So in order to chat in this game into the world where everybody can see it, you need to simply press L1, right? Yeah, L1 down, and that will bring up your chat screen. And the cool thing about the chat screen is that you have a few different features on here. You have zones, or not zones, but channels that you can talk through. So for me, not everyone will have all of this, because I'm also in a guild, plus I'm a guild leader, so I have a little bit more, and also in an alliance, so I have a little bit more channels than somebody who would just starting out would have. But here you got looking for a group. Typically, looking for a group is for people who are, as it states, looking for a group. I mean, people will be like, hey, looking for a group to play a dungeon with, or a queue, or an event, or whatever the case may be. Then you have say, which is simply saying out in the world. Not everyone can see what you say because it's not. I mean, if they have to be in semi-close proximity of you to actually see what you're saying, that's why it's typically white, and not a lot of people use this. Typically, they use zone and or guild chat, whatever the case may be. You have trade. This is where, obviously, it's pretty simple. It's when you're trying to trade items. You can actually click on items in your inventory, and it will say convert to text, or put in. It'll say something along the lines of basically putting it into your chat. Oh yeah, convert to chat, and it'll basically put the item name into your chat already typed out for you, and then you can be like, hey, this is for sale, and you would just typically put that in trade channel. Then you have zone, and as you can tell from the chat room, typically everyone speaks in zone, so it doesn't matter where you are in the area. If you're speaking in zone chat, everyone can pretty much see it. And it doesn't matter what instance they are in, which is basically area channels. Again, you should know what this is. I'm not going to get into the whole logistics of that. This is just for chat and email, so anyway. Then you have alliance chat. That's so you can speak to basically anyone that's in an alliance. Guild chat, that's everyone in your guild can see it. Guild officer, if you're an officer in your guild, that's strictly for officers. None of your members will be able to see it unless they are an officer, obviously. And then back to looking for group. And you cycle through those with R1 and L1 while you have this brought up. Now, if you press the R2 or L2, you have different section here, which is default, social, and combat. Combat basically has all your combat information, tells you if you're injured, or if you've killed something, or if something come up in the battle. That's pretty much what this pretty much happens. Nobody really says anything in this because, well, it's strictly for combat. Social is typically, it doesn't have any trade in it or reward system in it. So, and then default is pretty much kind of a mixer of thing. Now you can customize these, of course. Like if you don't want to see zone chat, or if you don't want to see looking for group, or if you want to see strictly guild information, you could definitely change all of that. You would just need to press triangle for menu. Oh wait, no, I'm wrong. Triangles for something else. Hold on. See, I'm still learning. Where is it? No, that is right. I apologize. Triangle. Oh, it is triangle for menu. See, I was right the first time. This is what happens when I run on no sleep, folks. Alright, so configure channel default. Here you go. This is basically all the channels that is available. I have some taken off because I don't want to see them popping up every 5 seconds. And you can also change the colors if you want to. I don't suggest that you do, because if somebody knows of one thing of one color and they're like, oh yeah, that's the green room, and you've changed it to something else, then it's going to really confuse you. I mean, unless you already know, then go ahead. But if you don't want to see a friend notifies anymore, press X to take it off. Put it back on if you want to put it back on there. I mean, same thing with group or guild, whatever the case may be. And like I said, you can always change the color. You can also change the name of the chat room if you want to. So I don't see why you would, but you can if you want to. Menu also gives you link items. That's basically takes you to your inventory, so you can link said item. If you like that, already puts the name in there for you, so you can just type afterwards. I already talked about a little bit about that before. You go to that, basically resets all the defaults that it is the way it is at the beginning of the game. I'm not going to do that because I already have mine at a certain way that I like it. We also have emotes in this game, which is basically emotional actions. Not a lot of people know about this, but they are pretty much fun. Some people use them, some people don't. I pretty much like them. I think my favorite one, let's see. You can even dance if you want to. See? Do do do. Oh yeah. Get it on. Yeah. Anyway. I think my favorite is the two-step. Oh yeah. Anyway, I think honestly my most favorite is probably all that right here. Yeah, and once you get out of that, typically it still continues on. That's right, just sleeping on the floor. Anyway, so in order to actually enter information into the said message, so let's go to zone chat real quick. Actually, no, let's not. Let's not. Let's just go to say. You just press square. And this is where you can type with your controller any kind of message you want. Yeah. Hi. I don't know if this, I don't know if the keyboard actually shows up in the video or not. So if not, I apologize. But if you can't see it, it's just a keyboard that you bring up in PS4 menu, and you're able to type in message, and you press R2 to get done, and it brings it up into your screen, and you can just press X to enter it, and there you go. That's as simple as that. That's how you get that chat done. Now, there is shortcuts if you don't like typing with your controller. There is shortcuts to typing with your controller. You can download an app called PS4 Second Screen. And PS4 Second Screen basically allows you to once you press square and have that keyboard menu up, you can use that app at that point to type in whatever message you like with your phone. And then once you press done with your phone, it already puts the message into your message bar, where all you have to do is press X to send, which is really handy when you don't want to sit there to type out a paragraph with your controller, because it's a pain in the ass to do that. I've done it, don't like it, won't do it again. So I typically use the app because it's 10 times easier. Not only that app also, while you're on voice chat, it actually records everything that everybody says, which is kind of a cool feature. Anyway, so next up, emails. Let's go to a mailbox. By the way, while I'm traveling, this is Lilith, or not Lilith, this is Lithiel. She's my main character wizard, who is level 80. She frickin' rocks it. It's the first time I've actually played it on her in a video before, so kind of crowded, so I apologize. Anyway, you got guys like this in Protector's Enclave. There's also boxes, but this is just the only dude, and he happens to be closest at the time. So this is your mailbox. So you have L1. L1 and R1 is how you tab through the different sections. Now, since I'm a leader in my guild, I have the ability to make guild mail. You won't see this if you're not a leader in a guild. You'll just see compose and inbox. Anyway, this is your inbox. It holds all of your mail. I have a lot of mail. I buy a lot of stuff. I do a lot of things. But as you can see, let's just go over my guild mail. As you can see, when you hover over one of the mails, it basically tells you who it's from, what the title is, and basically the contents of the message. Cool beans, right? Now, there's times that there will be, in one of these messages here, it had at one point in time an item attached to the email, where I would press square to get. Since I already grabbed that item, it no longer has it there. And I can tell you how to do that in a minute. So, go to compose. It is detrimental that you know the character's name that you're wanting to send it to. So, let's just say I'm going to send it. I think if I send it to myself, it will. Oh no, let's do. I'm pretty sure I've sent it to one of my characters. It will still show up on this thing because it technically is still the same account. So we're just going to send it to my other character. Everybody knows Asuna, right? Yeah, we know Asuna. Oh, here we go. Sorry, I'm typing, so if you can't see that again, I apologize. Crystal. Bear with me. I should be doing this with my phone, but I'm being lazy, so I don't want to. You probably hear the clicking, right? Alright. Anyway, so once you type in the name and it's successful that you typed in the correct name, it will actually show up in the lower box, the character's name of that account in green. So you click on it, that's done. Sweet. Now you can make up your title. We'll just say hi. Cool beans. And if you type down again, And again, in order to put in a message to enter value, it says it on the bottom of the screen. You just press square to enter the value. And let's say block. Just a bunch of whatever. Doesn't matter, right? Okay. Now here's these little, if you keep, sorry, hold on a second, guys. Okay, I apologize for that. I hope it didn't mess up my video too much. I do apologize for that, guys. I hope it didn't mess up my video. Anyway, so where I was saying, if you keep scrolling down with your controller, you'll be able to put in items into your box. So, if you press X to choose item, let's say we're just going to do black opal, doesn't matter. Once you're done with your message, press triangle to send. And it's like that, simple as that. You can't really see your outgoing messages, but that's fine. Anyway, so it looks like it did work, even though it's on, I sent it to my other character, I can still see it because it's on my same account. So this is what a message looks like when it has an item attached to it. It usually has that backpack on there, plus you see the item. And in order to take the item, you just press square, and item received. Simple as that. Now, like I said, falling. Like I said, there is an app you can download to make your life easier. I've also seen or heard people get keyboard appliques, or what's the word I'm looking for? Basically a keyboard thing that you can actually connect to your controller that just sits on the bottom of the controller. You can just type it that way. You can also, if you have a keyboard, wireless or non-wireless, you can actually connect it through the USB port on your PS4 and do it that way. There's multiple ways to do it, and there's any way to make make it easier on you, do it. But there is ways to communicate in this game, and I just pretty much walked you through all of those ways that you can do that. So I really hope that helps. I'm probably going to be making more videos like this on just simple stuff. If you have any questions on this whole segment that I've just kind of went over, let me know in the comments below. And if you have anything else that you want to know in regards to the game, like if there's something that you're having trouble with, that you don't fully understand, comment below what those things are, and maybe I'll make a video about it. I mean, granted, this is not the greatest video, but I mean, it's better than nothing, right? Sorry, my controller has a drifting issue. My other one died, and I had to get this one. This one has a drifting issue, so my bad for not being prepared. Anyway, well, let's see if it lets me do an emote as a goodbye. Bye! Bye, bye. Anyway, you guys have a good one. Like I said before, ring the bell, subscribe, like, comment, whatever. Hope you guys have a happy holidays. If you happen to don't see my video before the holidays happen, or if I happen to don't make a video before then, who knows? You never know. Life happens, right? Anyway, you'll have a good one, guys. Thank you.